Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've been away for a while, though I've been trading, but I haven't really had time to make videos and all that. I've just been a lot. It's been a lot for me. But yeah, I just felt like I should get back to doing videos and let's see how far we can go. If you've not subscribed to my channel, you can do well to subscribe. Check out my previous videos and um, let's see what we can discuss on the chat today. Basically, what I do is just I come analyze what I'm expecting to happen for the market every week. So it's basically a weekly thing. I hope I can stay consistent doing it every week. But yeah, I'm a god made trader. I've been trading for past 3 years now. And to be honest, I would say this year has been my most profitable year. So for everyone just coming into this field, my advice for you is just keep going. Trading can be so difficult to learn, but if you keep going, you can master trading. To be honest, and it will pay you well. It will pay you well if you just keep going. So yeah, let's see what we can discuss today. So I've been looking at DXY, and you can see DXY has been in a fall almost all through the year 2025. You can see we had our peak in January, and since then we've been dipping on DXY. We've been dipping on DXY. So and now we are in November. If we, but yeah, what I would like to see, what I'm seeing now on DXY, yeah, I like the way I trade. So basically, I trade from top down analysis. I look at the monthly, then I trade from the monthly down to the weekly, down to the daily. Then most times I look for my entry on the 4 hour and the 2 hour time frame, and I also look for this crossover of the 50 EMA or on the 4 hour, on the 2 hour. Yeah. So um, now if we see the DXY chart, we've had this drop here. Long term, I'm still bearish on DXY, except otherwise. But long term, to me, DXY still look bearish. But for now, what we are seeing on DXY is a drop. We had this drop all through the year. And if I turn on back my drawings, you can see we also have this major trend line here on DXY. We've had this first touch, we've had this second touch, and now we're having the third touch. And like they say, most times the third touch used to do the magic. Yeah. So at least minimum of 3 touches before we can start thinking of the trend line breaking. But yeah, you can see we've had this touch of this trend line here, and now we came back here to sweep this liquidity before forming this morning star candle formation here. You can see this bearish candle, this doji, and this bullish candle. So if you're not familiar with candlestick, I'll endeavor you to go and study about candlestick, because it helps you um it gives you signal of what's happening in the market. So yeah, and most times when we have this kind of candle formation, it signifies that a reversal is coming. And if you backtest it, you see it in a lot of places. So you can see it here, this evening star morning star candle formation here. You can see the evening star candle formation here, which led to this drop. You can see the morning star candle formation here, which led to this rise. You can see it here also, which led to this drop. You can see it kind of here, which later led to this buy here. Also, you can see it here, the evening star candle formation, which led to this drop. If we go back in time, you see it here. You can see it here, that bearish candle, this kind of um, smaller candle, then this bullish one that engulfs it. So yeah, it's kind of a really strong signal. You can see it here. I mean, if you look back, you see it in a lot of places. You can see it kind of here happening here. So you see it in a lot of places. You see it in a lot of places, just for you to study it and see it. So yeah, now that we're having the same setup here, I'll be expecting to see some reversal back into this range, and most likely we might even see it come back and test this level here, but I doubt. But anything can happen. But yeah, right now I'm bullish on the XY. Um, wanting to see what if we can tap into this monthly EMA. Then if we start breaking and closing back above it, then we might see it extend further. But if we reject off this EMA, then we might see it start reversing back to come down lower. Yeah. So this EMA on the monthly, it's kind of resistance, except price start closing above it. And most times when price close above or below an EMA, it signifies prices is changing direction. Like you can see what happened here. Price closed below it and traced down. Price closed above it and rallied up. You can see the same thing here. Price has closed below it. So yeah, most times when price close below it, we usually have a retest of the EMA before we continue lower. That's why I said except we start seeing price close above this EMA. Once we reach it, I'll be expecting sales on DXY. So if we go down to the weekly, same thing to applies. It's just time for a difference. We had this sweep of liquidity here, and we rallied up back to target this liquidity. So most times, one thing I also observe about price is once price sweeps liquidity and doesn't break below it, just sweep it. We usually target the opposing liquidity that led to the initial sweep. And you can see that's what happened here. We had this sweep here. Price came back to target it. Uh, Same thing to that happened here. If you go back on the higher time frame, you can see this kind of a sweep. Price took out all this liquidity here and reverse come and target this opposing liquidity here. So yeah, um, on the weekly, you can see price has swept this liquidity and now it's gravitating towards the upside, um, creating higher highs and higher lows on the daily time frame. Now, I call this week move to the upside. Why? Because, like I said, I'm expecting price to come back up, maybe to this level, and you can see price was creating. We had this fair value gap here after this rally up down, rally up down, rally up down. Price came back to retest this fair value gap, this weekly fair value gap. Um, since I was bullish here, some of you will see this evening star candle formation and expect price to drop lower, but that's why you need to wait and wait for confirmation. The only reason why I might expect further sales is if this candle closed below this weekly fair value gap, then we might start seeing if drop to the downside. But yeah, since I noticed I didn't trade this week, I waited for this week candle to close. So since I saw that this week candle didn't close below this weekly candle, I expected okay, this next week would be a bullish candle, and that's what happened. If we go back to the daily, now you can see price creating from this sweep of liquidity here. From this sweep, we had this displacement to the upside, price rallied down, creating higher highs, higher highs, and higher lows into this weekly fair value gap here. Now you can see I waited. The week started on Monday here. I waited on Monday to see a confirmation that price want to go higher, and that's what happened here. You can see we have this morning stock candle formation, which led to the push to this to take out this liquidity. And now, note our long-term bias is still bullish. We are still expecting further move to the upside. And since this week closed bullish, you can see this EMA is acting as a bit of resistance here. But since we have this momentum, price has closed back above this 100 level. So what we might see this coming week, we might see a bit of retracement to touch this 100 level before we start closing back above it. Or the week might just open and start closing trading above this EMA here. And it would be nice if we see a close above this weekly EMA for us to now run and come into this monthly EMA here. So that's my long-term bias. So what I'm expecting this week, I'm expecting to see more move to the upside to target this level. Note this level is there's a liquidity here. There's a liquidity here, and also that liquidity aligns with this monthly EMA. So instead, I would even have to bring this here, and yeah, I'll bring this here. So yeah, to me that's like an inducement. So once we start touching this level, I want to see what the market does. Maybe we might start closing above that monthly EMA, or we might start rejecting lower. But for now, I'm bullish on DXY to let me say 101,500 or this level here. So yeah, that's it for DXY. That's it for DXY. I'll be expecting to see more move to the upside. Yeah. So if I go to Euro USD now, Euro USD should be doing the opposite of what DXY is doing. Um, just like the inverse of what DXY is doing. So you can see Euro USD is giving this evening star candle formation on the monthly. We've retraced the bit, and now we are coming down back on the monthly time frame. So yeah, I want to see this low being targeted on Euro USD. If we go to the weekly, you can see Euro USD is doing the opposite too. We've had this kind of drop, rally, and I'm expecting further drop. Like I said, once we target a liquidity and price sweeps it, we should expect to rally back down to the leg or the move that ran that liquidity. So you can see this was what led to this liquidity here. You can see everything happened here. From this low, we had this liquidity sweep, and now we should target it. Do you understand? So I'm expecting Euro USD to come and take out this low at 1.14 thousand level. Yeah. So my entry, I'm still on this trade, and why I got in on this trade, I just waited, price created this move to the upside, took out this inducement here, this liquidity, and created this evening star candle reversal formation. Also, we had this fair value gap here on the daily, and we closed below it, retesting it. Then my entry was um, just when we started closing below this 4 hour EMA. So yeah, like I said before, once price start closing below or above the 4 hour EMA, it also gives me an added confidence. So I like the fact that if you can see we closed below it and went lower, you can see the same thing happened here. You can see it here, closed above it and rallied up, closed below it and rallied down, closed above it and rallied up. Yeah, we had it closed below it, retested it here, though there was a kind of consolidation before we continued downwards. So um that's the same thing repeating here. So I'll be expecting more move to the downside. Let me see if I can hold this trade to this final TP, or I might start looking to close when we get to this level. Though we had this kind of balanced price range here, we had this fair value gap here that's supporting price, but let's see this week we are able to close below it and rally down. So I'm bearish on Euro USD. Um, so yeah, basically I make sure that at least two time frame aligns, like the weekly and the daily aligns in trend, or the 4 hour and the daily aligns in trend. And you can see over here we have the monthly, the okay, yeah, the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour all aligning in trend. Yeah. So that's what gave me my confirmation on UAUSD. For GU, I'm also expecting the same thing, though G is kind of way down based on. Now, let me give you one tip here. So, if you're trading pairs like Euro USD and GBPUSD, or Pound and Euro pairs, now you need to study Euro GPP, because when Euro GPP is stronger and you are planning on buying these two pairs, I would advise you should buy Euro USD because Euro GBP is stronger, and also vice versa. If Euro GBP is weaker and you're planning on still buying this, you should be buying GBP USD because GBP will move faster because Euro GBP is weaker. And also, if you are selling, that applies to the same thing. Also, the thing applies to um, pairs that comes like New Zealand AUDSND pairs. Yeah, you have to study those pairs. It helps determines how strong other pairs might move. Yeah, so that's just it. That's just one tip for you. So for GU, if we go to the monthly, you can see price created the same thing here. You had this evening star candle formation here, doji bearish candle, and we are in this monthly fair value gap. That I'm expecting GU to come and test this EMA, this monthly EMA. Then let's see what happens after. But you can see GU broke below this weekly EMA. We tested it and now we are heading lower. So we might see more further sales on EU. Yeah, we might see further sales on EU. So yeah, on the so since the weekly, the daily, and even the 4 hour is bearish, so we should be expecting more sales on EU. You can see price came into this weekly fair value gap. Also, this trend line it's resisted it, and we broke below this flag. Now we are heading lower, so I'm still expecting more drop on uh, GBPUSD. Though I'm not trading GBPUSD because to me Euro USD is looking weaker now based on we having a reversal on Euro GBP, and Euro USD it's more clearer based on it's just doing what DXY is doing the opposite here. So yeah, that's just it. I'm bearish on GBP USD. For USD CHF, I missed this move, but it played out as I expected. Price price already swept this liquidity and rallied back up. So I was expecting more move to the upside. As you can see, that played out. Um, that played out. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, I was saying, uh, I think we might start seeing some rally on USD CHF as well. As you can see, the monthly is given after sweeping this liquidity area, having this morning star candle formation. We had this long week rejection there. We are pushing back high, so might start seeing more movement to the upside on USD CHF. We go back down to the weekly. We can see this looks like an accumulation zone uh, before we start rallying back up. Uh, Initially, I was expecting to enter this new week open to the upside, but I think price didn't get to my area of interest where I wanted to enter before pushing higher. Now you can see now someone will see this and see this evening star candle formation, but initially you have to follow what DXY is doing to understand how other pairs are moving. So I wasn't expecting sales, I was expecting buys, even though we had this formation here. And price did sweep out this liquidity here. So most times there's also another added conference. So once price does this into a structure level and sweeps liquidity, then breaks structure above, price tends to engineer liquidity, then move higher before sorry price tend to, let's say this is our structure level here. Price comes just shy of the structure level, then sweeps it, breaks above it, then create an inducement, rally up, then come back to take out that inducement before now beginning the main move. So you can see we had this sweep, we had this sweep of liquidity, that is sell side liquidity. Yeah, and now we create this market structure shift here. We create this market structure shift here. Then before creating an inducement, taking out that inducement, and then before rallying back. So if I'm to trade this setup, also aligning with the higher time frame trend, I'll be looking to enter from here. I'll be looking to enter from this demand zone. So basically my entry will be here while I target this opposing high. So yeah, it works, though it's not just, you don't just trade pattern for pattern's sake. Um, it aligns with what the trend is saying, or showing that a clear reversal is coming. Yeah, so it works. You have to just make sure you know what you're doing. So yeah, um, that's also another tip to give you guys. Yeah. So if you if you look at this, that's the same thing to that happened here. That's the same thing to that happened here. So you can see we had the sell side liquidity, we had this inducement. Then before we took out this inducement, then before we rallied back up. So, and you can see here we had this kind of morning star candle formation, which gave me more confirmation why price might want to go higher. So though I was expecting a retracement here, but it didn't happen, and I would have gotten another entry after we closed above this 12 EMA, but I missed it. I missed it here. I would have gotten an entry here, but I missed it. So yeah, that's just it. Same setup, same following the trend, and just doing what works. For UNZD, I'll be expecting retracement into this fair value gap here. Um, for USD, you can see price has been bullish on the weekly time frame. Price has been bullish on the weekly time frame, creating highs, low, higher highs, higher low. So yeah, basically we are in an uptrend, and except we break this trend line, then we are still in an uptrend. Now we created this fair value gap on the weekly, and now we've taken out this liquidity here. Note, like I said before, most times when price take out liquidity and fails to break above it, we might target this opposing liquidity. So now this week, I'm expecting to see this low of this week taken out here. If we go down to the daily, you can see price rallied up, took out that liquidity. So yeah, this is the low that led to that liquidity sweep. So we should be targeting it on EURUSD while filling up this fair value gap. Now, when we get here, I'll be expecting to see some daily candle formation that shows price want to continue higher, just like we've done here. We had this morning star candle formation, we had this tweezer candle formation here, same thing to here, same thing to here. So, uh, except we start seeing price break below it, retesting, then continue lower. But I want to see price maintain this structure level here, and also this trend line here before I start buying to the upside. So yeah, that's it for USD. For card JPY, and as you can see, price is still in an uptrend, creating higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, and now we have this higher high. So now I'm expecting a higher low to form around this trend line here. And why is that? Because now we're having this evening star candle formation, signifying that we might see more retracement lower before continue higher. Now if we go down to the 4 hour time frame, you can see that same setup. We have liquidity sweep here. We have this sweep of liquidity, broke this structure level here, created this inducement. So now I'm expecting price to take out this inducement before continuing higher. So I'll be looking to enter around this level to target this or opposing high here. So I'll be looking to target this opposing high here for card GPY. For GBPUSD, same thing. We have this sweep of liquidity here, created inducement, but it's not really high probability to me. But yeah, I'll be expecting some buy move. I might not take it. Depends on the opportunity. For US 30, honestly, we might be seeing more drops on indices. Um, might be seeing more drops on the indices. As you can see, the monthly is still bullish, but we have 5 days to close, and we might see a bearish close on the monthly. On the weekly, we've had this liquidity sweep here of this high. Like I said, this swing low was low that led to this sweep here of this liquidity. So you might be seeing this low targeted here on US 30 to the downside. If we go down to the daily, you can see price took out liquidity, broke this low. So I'll be expecting a retracement at least to a premium level before we sell down to this low. That's why and if you watch that premium level, it's also around this inversion fair value gap for yes, 30. Also we have this daily fair value gap, inversion fair value gap. We have a lot of gaps here to fill on US 30. So yeah, I'll be expecting a retracement to the upside before we continue lower. For Nasdaq, though it's not like I might trade it, but I'll be expecting more sales too on Nasdaq in this week. So yeah, we might come to retest this structure level here. As you can see, price has reacted off it quite a while. Price has reacted off it. So we might see price also come back to react at this level before we see sales on NAS. So yeah, these are the pairs I'm looking at this week. Um, I'm still bearish on EUGU. I'm bullish on USD bearish on bullish on Euro NZD, but I'll wait for the retracement to happen there before I start looking for buys. For CAD, same thing. I'm bullish. Um, for CAD, you can see for USD bullish. CAD, I'm also bullish. I'll be expecting to buy from this level. For GPP, you do same thing. That's if it comes. If it doesn't, I'll leave it. For US 30, I'm bearish, so maybe to see move to the upside before we continue lower. Same thing for now. So yeah, that's just it, guys. That's just the brief analysis I wanted to share with you guys, and hoping you guys can take advantage of it. I hope this trade hits TP this week, and I'm able to make some really good profit. So yeah, and I think this week we're having quite a lot of news, so you can check out Forex Factory to see the news that are taking place this week. So that's just it. My advice for you guys, traders, just stick to the game. Trust God also. Honestly, God has really helped me in my trading journey. Uh, he has shown me how to analyze the market well, not by my own understanding. So yeah, I honestly give God all the glory. I've been able to see some really good payout this year from the market. managing FTMO accounts and my fundedness account. Though I breached my funded pips account, I've been trading since May, which has given me quite some really good payouts. Yeah, so that's just it. Honestly, now I'm doing four figures. But very soon I'll start doing five figures. I'll start doing six, 7 figures. Honestly, it's just consistency. You just have to keep showing up, keep learning, and also learn to manage risks. Learn to hold yourself accountable. Don't let your emotions get the hold of you. Understand, yeah, we are humans. We tend to experience emotions, but yeah, it's just left for you to know how to manage it. So yeah, that's just it. I wish you guys a profitable week. I'll see you next weekend for another analysis.